Everyone is comfortable?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So we can start. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chaksharan Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you. All right, can everyone chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Yeah, complete the Mahamantra. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right. So, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, he very much adores his parents, Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maiya. And he is very happy to just be their son. However, he also knows that most of the living entities in the world, they are happy when they know that Krishna protects them. All of you want Krishna to protect you, no?
Yes.
So Krishna offers his blessings to all of us. At the same time, his parents are very, very special to him too. So his parents are always considering how they can protect Krishna. So Krishna, he likes that. The affection that Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maiya or Yashoda Mata have for Krishna is called as Vatsalya, parental affection. There hasn't been much references of Maharaj Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda seeking protection from Krishna. Their orientation towards Krishna or their understanding of the relationship with Krishna is that Krishna is their son and they have to care for him. Hence, we as practitioners of Krishna consciousness, we accept that Nanda Baba, Nanda Maharaj, Mother Yashoda, they have a very special position. In fact, we may also want to be worshipping their mood of service towards Krishna. So one of the special or interesting or attractive aspects of any relationship that Krishna has is the relationship of service. So the parents of Krishna, in their service towards Krishna, they are always wanting to see that he is protected, he is well cared for. Therefore, we as living entities, we may not be able to understand the mood of the relationship that parents of Krishna have towards him. It's a very externally, outwardly, it appears to be a very, very simple and straightforward relationship. And maybe that is why it is not as attractive. Because simplicity is generally not attractive. Is it attractive? Even the simplest of devotees is only noticed when they do very extraordinary services. Is that true? It's an interesting paradox. Simplicity is only attractive when there is the shining diamonds of being noticed. There has to be noticeability. It's not wrong. Wanting to be noticed or wanting to do service that gets noticed, consciously, unconsciously, is not wrong. The confusion is when we feel that it is the paradox. So Nanda Baba and Yashoda Mata, their services, very simplistic, very simple in nature, or their relationship with Krishna is very simple in nature. So at the most, you only speak of, oh, they are the parents of Krishna. We don't hear of them offering prayers to Krishna. So there are no prayers of Nanda Maharaj or prayers of Yashoda. There are prayers of Mother Devaki, there are prayers of Vasudev. No prayers of that we know of. And Vasudev's and Devaki's efforts to see that Krishna may not be harmed spoken of. But as far as Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya, most that we hear is that Yashoda Maya tied up Krishna. Should be concerned about Krishna stealing butter. Nanda Maharaj would be interested in Krishna learning the art of their community, their affairs of their community. So what I'm trying to say is, for the conditioned mind, it is very easy to get distracted. How is that? Distraction in terms of being noticed. The problem of this distraction is that in a very subtle way, it brings exposure to dangerous situations like pride, envy, wanting to be worshipped. So if one is not appreciated, one is not being noticed, and one feels that there is no inspiration in this community. There is no inspiration in Krishna consciousness. And if one finds appreciation, then one opens up oneself to the dangers of becoming egoistic, becoming proud, wanting hero worship. So what should be done? In Srila Prabhupada's words, he would say, chant the holy names of the Lord. We do that. Does it work? In all honesty, it works in other people's lives. In our lives, some of it doesn't work. In one's personal life, it doesn't seem to work. But we are so convinced that it definitely works in other people's lives. The reality hits home, isn't it? In popular sayings of the past, this is called as Pothi pad padmua pandit bhayanak hoy. This is a typical Avadhi saying. Prakrit Bhasha, colloquial language of the past of North India. That people read, people hear, people develop new conceptions, new understandings, which they call as philosophical understandings. Unfortunately, they do not really become a Pandit. The word Pandit means one who has realization. Realization is that which you yourself have found to have happened in your lives where there has been transformation. That is realization. Like Prabhupada would say, that you eat a rasgulla and you understand how sweet it is. Realization immediately. Now you may see other people eat rasgulla and they feel very happy, but there's no realization. You may see that they are happy, but you do not have realization of the sweetness of the rasgulla. So the sweetness of simplicity is what helps the soul have realization of knowledge. Before Krishna said, Arjuna, Kutastva kashmalamedam vishame samupastata. Where have these impurities come upon you? And Arjuna was a Pandit. At least we thought so. He thought so. He was quoting scriptures. Did you know he was quoting scriptures? He was quoting scriptures. The first chapter is Arjuna quoting scriptures. Arjuna. Krishna is like, where have these impurities come upon you? Because you're quoting scriptures, you have no realization. Hence, you're in illusion. So anyways, what is simplicity? There's no one can claim that they have understood our scriptures completely. However, we try to just give our perspectives. So what is simplicity? Let us see. Simplicity in terms of parents of Krishna having this unique relationship with Krishna. So sometimes the residents of Vrindavan would say, Nanda Maharaj, we think that your son is someone special. So many demons have come here and somehow he's always been there and they've been defeated. So maybe he's very powerful. And Nanda Maharaj would always say that actually he is protected by all of your piety. Otherwise, this little boy, in his innocence, whenever he fears any danger, he comes and hides behind Mother Yashoda. Nanda Baba says, I've seen that. My realization. I've seen that demons are dead and he's somewhere around the demons. I've never seen him kill the demons. But I've definitely seen him run behind Mother Yashoda in fear of some danger. I don't think so. He's special. He's just another innocent boy. And then demons come, or especially in the lifting of Shri Giriraj Govardhan pastime, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya did not try to convince people that no, we don't think so Krishna can do it. It's very interesting. I don't think so many of us have paid attention to this fact. We may kind of explain the sweetness of how Mother Yashoda is thinking, oh, Krishna is hungry, let me feed him. They never ever felt any reason to doubt Krishna. And to the logical mind, that doesn't make sense. Hence, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, with reference to Brahmaji, it said, Jnane prayasam udapasya amante udapasya. Only when one gives up one's reliance on knowledge alone, then it is possible to understand and realize the supremacy of Krishna. Knowledge helps us understand the supremacy of Krishna. Like most of us, we understand Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But when the market goes down, and when there are layoffs happening, and we also try to do what is necessary. Now, that doesn't mean that we do not believe. What I'm trying to say is, going under a hill, which is lifted up by the little finger of the left hand of a little boy, takes a lot of courage. And even if you're about to drown, still it takes a lot of courage. For us, a little illness make us feel that, oh, how can I practice Krishna consciousness? I'm feeling so weak. Why? Because realization is not there. Knowledge is there. Understanding of that knowledge is also there. But Jnane Prayas, trying to, trying to understand Krishna through the limits of one's realm of knowledge, one's understanding of logic. That is a fallacy. Because there is knowledge and there is what we think is knowledge. What is real knowledge? Real knowledge is the soul's natural attraction towards Krishna. That is real knowledge. And what is external knowledge? The knowledge that we still thinking ourselves or still considering the body to be the cause of so much of our happiness and distress. Through those layers, understanding the supremacy of Krishna. The layers, we already have this layer of, oh, today I'm happy, therefore I could chant nicely. Today I'm sad, therefore I could not take Krishna's name attentively. Through the layers of this understanding of our existence, we reflect on knowledge. And then we get noticed, and then we expose ourselves. The complication is interesting, how complicated this material world is. Therefore, it is very, very essential to have sadhana in our lives. What is sadhana? Let us suppose that you have understood how to crack a code. You have understood how a formula works. It's very easy to apply it. It's very easy for you to get results. Because you have understood the mechanisms of it. So when you have understood the mechanisms of it, your mind is not bewildered, your mind is not in duality. Your mind is focused, ekeha. So when you accept some sadhana, when you accept sadhana in terms of hearing from someone, learning from them how this formula works, you practice on it, you write so many codes to ultimately come to, cracking a particular difficult code. You've done so much of it. That is sadhana. So what does sadhana do? When you become very good at sadhana, when you become very good at regulated practice, sadhana means regulated practice, your mind becomes stable. Srila Prabhupada's hope was that if we every day do at least 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then maybe within 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, our mind would become stable. That was his hope. Therefore, he said, if you want to get initiated in ISKCON, then at least chant 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we take initiation in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And we try to do our best. We try, but many of us are still finding it a little bit difficult to live up to Srila Prabhupada's hopes. Simple. We do services. We participate in so many different activities of the community. Our sadhana, resulting in the mind becoming stable. That is still in the developing phase. So if the mind is not stable during sadhana, there is going to be duality. The mind is going to wander here and there. Now, if you're a manager, that will be the best time you'll have the best managerial solutions. Why is that? Sometimes we think that it is a potency of the holy names. The holy names are so powerful that even in the Namabhas stage, people have knowledge, right? Therefore, they use all these words. The holy name is so powerful that even in the Namabhas stage, it gives you material benefits. Or Namaparada stage, we find all the solutions. The best ideas come to me when I'm chanting. It could be about how to organize the festival this week. It could be about how to increase book distribution. So all other services get a boost. However, the sadhana is still lacking or lagging behind. So what do we do? If the mind is in duality, there is no simplicity. Nirdvandva nitya sattvastha, Krishna says. You have to become free from duality, Arjuna. Arjun, come on, become free from duality. So therefore, when Arjun says, Smritir labdha, I regain my memory, basically, one of the understandings when we relate it to this verse, Nirdvandva, the understanding is that he realized that he was very good at being equipoised. His memory came back. Like somebody asks you, what is A plus B the whole cube? You're like, A cube plus B cube plus 3 A square B plus 3 AB square. Something like that, I hope. And when you're able to remember it, even in your 40s, you feel this glow of satisfaction. Smritir labdha. So what did that smriti do? It removed you from the state of duality. Nirdvandva. However, A plus B, the whole cube, cannot keep you free from duality in all aspects of life. The holy name can do it because the holy name has that kind of potency. That is what the scriptures describe. Hence, we do not chant A plus B the whole cube, A plus B the whole cube is equal to A plus B. We don't do that chanting. Our chanting is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. And this is our sadhana. So Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maya are free from such dualities. They may sometimes express happiness, sometimes express sadness, sometimes they may express fear, sometimes they may express concern. All of these emotions are not disturbing their state of consciousness. It is like, when a candle is there and there's a burning flame of the candle, if it is exposed to, let's say, some wind blowing, when it is exposed to that, it wavers, right? What happens when there is a very strong gas burner with its flame? Do you think a wind can easily disturb it? Have you ever seen that? You know, those the flames that they use for welding purposes? For that flame to waver, what would you'd need a tornado, basically. So that is the flame of devotion. That is the strength of that devotional fervor that Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj have. Sadness is there, concern is there, fear is there, expectation is there. However, the devotional fervor is so intense. The mind is always in the simple state of existence. The consciousness is always in the simple state of existence. It's always very simple. Perfect knowledge. What is the perfect knowledge? That naturally they are attracted towards Krishna. That is a perfect knowledge. There's nothing else. Natural attraction towards Krishna. You know what attraction does? Think. What is one of the attractive dishes that one of you has in like that? Any favorite preparation which is very attractive to you? Not rasam, come on. Gulab jamun. If they give you gulab jamun every day, would you at one point of time say enough? If they give you rasam any day, would you say enough? See? But rasam, its simplicity doesn't seem so attractive, right? Okay, gulab jamun. What is attractiveness? Attractiveness, when you have attraction for an object, you notice its qualities. Oh, this gulab jamun is perfect brownish red. This gulab jamun is perfect size. You notice its qualities. Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba are attracted towards Krishna. It is a natural attraction. Therefore, they always notice Krishna's qualities. We have deities. We notice beauty according to what the eyes think is beauty. So if for someone, they understand beauty in terms of the texture of the hair, I know devotees, when they look at deities, if they see the hair is well placed on the deities, they are like, oh, today the deities are looking so beautiful. There's some devotees, especially who the only service they get for deities is making garlands. If the garland hasn't made in a very special way, no one else notices it, by the way. Only they will notice it. Today the deities are so beautiful. Why? Did you see the garland? Yes. There's some that will only notice how the turban has been put. There's some who will only notice how the flute has been put. There's some who will only notice what jewelry is there on the feet. And that day the deities are looking so beautiful. And those who are not able to notice that, they every day come and they look at the deities and they go away. And when they are asked, today the deities are looking very beautiful, no? They cannot say no. So they're like, yeah, very beautiful. And the person who has noticed a particular aspect will say, oh, did you notice a wonderful small diamond jewelry that was put on each finger of the feet. They're like, really? They put that? Oh, that is what is making the deity beautiful today. So this person goes back, and this person doesn't have that vision. So he looks at, okay, or she looks at, they're like, how does it make the deity beautiful? How does a garland make the deity beautiful? Other people wonder. Some people are very excited when they see the deity holding books. They're like, today the deities are really looking ecstatic. They have books, they are preaching. This is what I have seen and experienced. And therefore, I have only these examples to offer to you. Right? So we see, according to what the eyes have been trained to understand as beauty. Who trained the eyes? People like you and me who live with us, who give us that kind of understanding. They trained our eyes. And then there is an entire sect and a community of devotees that is formed. And a new philosophy will arise, wherein maybe we'll miss out on how important it is for the mind to be focused, especially when you're doing sadhana. What is sadhana? Sadhana is that practice you do again and again and again till you become perfect in cracking that code, in learning that formula. That is called as sadhana. The art of doing it well. That gives rise to attraction. Attraction helps us notice qualities. I've heard so many stories of devotees doing simple services. Like there used to be an old lady who would come and just sweep the temple floor, or an old man would every day just bring water, whether it is winter or summer, for the morning services. And sometimes I try to find people like that. And I've come to realize that I do not have the training to be able to see people like that, because I don't find people. I've seen people who regularly go out for book distribution. I've seen people who regularly do deity worship. Regularly means for many, many years they've been doing it. I've found people who regularly cook prasad. I've asked many people also, do you know somebody who only does mopping the floor and is known for that? There used to be a devotee who used to do it every Monday. So then I start wondering, are these stories that are told to us also myths? Or are they true? If they are true, because when we hear these stories really are very inspiring. The reason they are inspiring is because anyone can do those services. So everyone gets inspired by such stories. You hear of someone who did 50 Bhagavad Gitas in a day, you're like very inspired. You go out, hardly 5 Gitas go out. So then you feel, oh my God, maybe we do not have that capability. But taking a mop and mopping up the floor, everyone is capable of doing that. Bringing water every day, summer or winter, in the morning, everyone is capable of doing that. All you need to do is just get a bucket of water. You're taking a broom. Now, even in Vrindavan, where are you going to go and try to use that? Where are you going to use the broom? Which kunja? So those kind of sadhana is difficult. Some people can regularly do this. Some people can regularly do bhoga, offering, cooking the bhoga and offering it. There are few examples. Can everyone do that as sadhana? Seems difficult. So then what do we accept as sadhana now? Chanting of the holy names of Krishna, because there's nothing, it is maybe even more simple than mopping the floor. However, in our practices, I find it to be very difficult to perform. So what should be done? So we began this presentation by saying that Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maya, their relationship with Krishna is a little different. They're always in the mood of caring for Krishna. Whereas most of us, we may kind of care for Krishna for an hour a day, 3 times a day maybe. Like offering food to Krishna or fanning the Lord, maybe hour a day, 3 times a day. Or maybe not. However, we definitely have this fierce and intense emotion or desire that Krishna protect us. Krishna protect me, Krishna protect my family. And sometimes if the mind is if we have a little large hearted, then Krishna even protect the devotee community. Beyond that, we don't even think. So this interest for self-preservation is very, very strong. Very strong. And Krishna is so kind that he helps us by giving us conviction through so many instances where he has offered protection to his devotees. And sometimes it's called as Dina Bandhu, sometimes called as Karuna Sindhu. What does Karuna Sindhu mean? Basically, it means that he'll protect us. I mean, we cannot say Sindhu means ocean, Karuna means mercy. So Krishna is the ocean of mercy. So what does the ocean of mercy do? Protect me and my interests. Dina Bandhu, what does it mean? Deen means helpless, Bandhu means friend. So he's a friend of the helpless. So being the friend of the helpless, how does it translate for me? He protects me. Yogakshayam Vahamyaham. Yes. So at least knowing how much conviction we have in this fact that Krishna protects his devotees, or Krishna protects those who are the devotee of his devotees, or Krishna protects anyone who is trying to be a devotee, or Krishna protects living entities too. We should chant the holy names of the Lord, especially when we do our sadhana. We may chant the 10 offenses to the holy names. We may take we may remember Haridas Thakur occasionally when we are chanting. Maybe it is helpful. Or maybe sometimes I know of some devotees who start doing that, and after some time they're like, oh my God, my entire day, I only have 2 hours for chanting. And when I've added all of these things, it has become 2.5 hours. So cut it down. Cut down on all of that. Again, go back to 2 hours of chanting. Just chant Hare Krishna, nothing else. So protection, Krishna as the protector, is very attractive. Of all the various ways that we can relate to Krishna, Krishna as a protector is very, very attractive. And why is it attractive? Because our eyes, our ears, our senses are trained to always, always, always have one's self-interest in self-preservation. Or in very simple words, this sounds to be very, big words, simple words. We do not want to die. And we do not want our desires to die. We do not want our aspirations to die. We do not want our hopes to die. Very simple words. Why is that? Why don't we want to die? Because then one will not be able to enjoy. Correct? Therefore, Krishna is the protector. Krishna, please protect me. That idea is because we want our aspirations, our desires, our needs to be protected. Have you found Krishna protecting our aspirations and protecting our expectations and needs? We are not really sure of it, but when events happen in life which are acceptable to us, and with a smile on our face, we say, no, it was not us. It was all Krishna's blessings, Guru Maharaj's blessings. And when events happen in our lives that are not easily acceptable for us, I mean, we may show that whatever happens, what to do. But it's not, we are not able to really accept it and digest it internally. Then it is like, there are phrases like past karma, getting purified, purification happening, or Krishna knows the best. But internally you're still wondering, how does Krishna know this is best for me? Internally, there's still the question. why is this purification happening only to me? I know my husband and wife, they're also complicit in this. I don't see that purification happening to them or other devotees. Why it is only to me? So, do we really see that happening? No. So now I'll tell you a story, because such stories, when we hear, we like to tell others that this is why we believe that Krishna protects us. Because we have a story now. We have praman from someone else's life. That convinces us that Krishna definitely is our protector. The difference is, when I tell you this story, and the way we are trying to understand how Krishna is a protector in our lives, the difference is, in the story, please notice what is the effect on the sadhana of the particular practitioner in the story, and relate it to what happens to our sadhana in our lives, where we have also accepted Krishna as a protector of our life. Okay? So in South India, there is a very famous saint of the past, born in a well-read family, however, is famous as a person who glorified the Supreme Lord in the local language. The local language is Malayalam. Malayalam, you know Malayalam?
Yeah.
Have you heard of this language, Malayalam?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm? From Kerala. Not Kerala, no. And the saint is Punthanam. He was born in a Nambudiri family. Just like if you're born in South India, in an Iyengar family, Ayyar family, or in a Bhattar family, or Upadhyay family. So, typically somebody in their lineage, or many people in their lineage, have studied the scriptures. So he was born in a Nambudiri family. He is famous for glorifying the Lord. Krishna Karunamritam is a very wonderful book that he has written in Malayali. And he was a devotee of Lord Guru Vayurappan. Appan, sorry, not Appan. Appan is Guru Vayurappan. Krishna, who was worshipped in Dwarka, traveled all the way to this place in South India. The place was given for the Lord to reside by none other than Mother Parvati and Lord Shiva. They were very happy. Please, this is a place he should reside in. So that place is called as Guru Vayu. So Punthanam would live about 60 miles away from this place. And every day or every month he would walk to the temple of the Lord. That was his practice. Every month walk to the temple, just as many devotees go for Mangalarati here, or especially maybe during Kartik, or once a week they go. So he would do that. And he also had his own copy of the Srimad Bhagavatam in the local language. So one day when he was walking to the temple, he had to go through some very uninhabited places like forests. A few robbers, they captured him and they told him, give us all of your whatever valuables you have, give us everything. They just left him with his clothes. So he offered them whatever he had. There was a ring on his finger. He offered them that. There was some money that he had. He gave it to them. They took his turban, which was, they felt it was valuable, so they took his turban. So they just left him with his dhoti and an upper cloth. And then they saw that he had this package. There was this cloth which was covering up a packet or a package in his hands. And they said, give us that. He said, no, not this, not this, not this. They said, give us. And it said, no. So the robbers, they were convinced that this is the most valuable thing that he had. And they were trying to pull it away from him, and he was holding back. They said, no, this is the Bhagavatam. They said, oh, this is new valuable. So they're trying to take it away from him. So he started calling out for Lord Narayan. So the entire forest was covered with this, it was filled with this cries of the robbers telling him, leave, you miserable person, you lousy person. They were like using all those words, give it to us. And he was like, Narayan, 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 Narayan. So hearing his cries, a warrior riding on a horse came there. Powerful warrior. And challenged the robbers. Now the robbers did not have any arms with them. They just had a few sticks. But this warrior was well equipped. Spears and sword and armor on. The horse was looking very powerful. So he chased the robbers away. And before chasing the robbers away, he told the robbers to drop everything that they had stolen from him. So the robbers dropped all of Ponthanam's valuables there. His personal things. So picked it all up. He thanked the warrior. And the warrior asked him, so where are you going, sir? He said, I'm going to the temple. He said, all right, I'll escort you till there. So he escorted him to the temple. He was so pleased with the warrior that he offered the warrior a ring as remuneration. Please, sir, you've helped me so much. So this ring, and I can see that you are a very wonderful person. You will make very good use of this ring. So please use it for whatever, whatever you feel is beneficial. So the warrior graciously accepted that ring. So Ponthanam stayed there for the night. The next day, in the morning, take darshan and leave. So in the morning, the priest came up to him after the morning, Shringar was done. And he said, here, take your ring back. He said, oh, you are the warrior? He said, what warrior? He said, how did you get the ring? But the priest was more interested in, why did you call me warrior? What warrior? So he explained the whole incident to him. And the priest was very, very surprised to hear the story. It was very interesting too. Then he asked him, where did you get the ring? Did the warrior come here? Did he offer it to the temple? He said, no. The ring was on the finger of Lord Guru Ayarappan. See, it was on his finger. Do you allow warriors to come in and put rings on the finger of the Lord? He said, no, actually, the Lord just told me that he had the ring. I said, Lord told you? He said, yeah, yesterday night I was sleeping, he came in a dream. And he said that you should give Pundanam this ring. And I was surprised because this is not from our collection. Pundanam said, because it is my ring. I gave it to that warrior and the Lord gives it to you. And then the two of them figured it out, just as you all figured it out. Difficult to figure out. So then he realized that actually it was the Lord himself who had come to protect him. Inspiring story. Now you can tell this story to other people that how Krishna protects his devotees. What is inspiring is also the fact that he every day without fail would read Srimad Bhagavatam. That was his sadhana. And he would do it. He did it for years. Every day he would read the local version of the Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. That was his sadhana. And when he would read the Bhagavatam, he would be so engrossed in it that he wouldn't realize that the deity would also come and sit with him and read. He would never notice it. And therefore, there is another story which says that how the deity would also take pleasure in hearing him read. Can you imagine Krishna coming and hearing us chanting Hare Krishna in the morning when we do sadhana? What would be the expression on his face? Like Krishna would be like, ouch, ouch. This was good. Oh! There is some expression of happiness and a lot of concern, like, please, O devotee, please be considerate towards me when you're chanting my holy names, because I am not different from the holy names. Yeah. So the mind has to be free from duality. When the mind is free from duality, then you find attraction. When you find attraction, then you notice qualities. And therefore, when with a mind that is completely focused on the object of service, with that mind, when we practice sadhana, we'll find attraction. And when we find attraction, then we'll see the qualities of the holy names. That is when the guna will manifest. It won't be simply some qualities that we read in certain scriptural texts. We actually understand why those texts mention, because we have realized the qualities of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Something to share?
Yeah.
Yes, please share.
Just you were first talking about simplicity in the beginning. I was thinking, from the last 2 days, I was realizing something. One devotee was sharing that how Prabhupada said, one devotee was chanting with Prabhupada, both of them were chanting. So, but Prabhupada stopped and asked her, what are you chanting? Which kind of name you are chanting? then Prabhupada explained that you have to chant Rama, Rama, not just Ram, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. No, you have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So then I was trying to, when I heard that, I was trying to change my thing from last 2 to 3 days like that. And it's a significant effect upon me. So I got a realization that what simplicity means, basically, that simplicity is like it's like who you are, basically. You do, it's not that you don't have, I don't have to think that, oh, I'm not this body, or I have to concentrate now. Instead of everything, instead of nothing, I just have to think that it's me. I'm just relating with Krishna, and whoever I am, and Krishna will get me there to that platform of who I really am, and make me understand who I really am at one point, and then let also understand who he really is, and come to the understanding of our relationship together, and what like basically with the with the with the basically with the process, it makes it easier to go in the journey towards back home, back to Godhead, basically. So and a lot of discerning mercy is needed. So instead of thinking I'm doing with my own efforts, so just chant, because it's given as a, you're just chanting because it's your dharma of the soul to just be with the serve the Lord, and if that connection, the sincerity is seen by the Lord in chanting. He sees a lot when you're chanting. He can understand your innermost sincere desire to connect with him. He can take you back home, back to God, just with chanting. That's what I realized.
Wonderful. That's an amazing realization. Thank you for sharing that. Can I ask a question related to that? Open to everyone in the audience. If we had not heard that Prabhupada had said like that, and somebody would have told us, chant like this, how effective would it have been? If somebody would have told us, what are you chanting? Chant Rama, Rama. There's one instance like that, and another instances where we hear, oh, Prabhupada told someone like that. Would there be a difference?
Yes, absolutely.
Why?
Credibility of the person who's saying.
Okay. Credibility of the person is right.
To that point, though, Prabhuji, I have a question.
Well, what I'm saying is, would you all like to think about it? Because is it only just clear pronunciation? Or there could be other perspectives to what Prabhupada was indicating. I'm not sure if the devotee asked Prabhupada, or if Prabhupada, after the devotee changed his style, if Prabhupada said good. I'm not sure about that.
That's my question. I've also heard that no matter how you chant,
consciousness.
No, I'm not saying about that. What I'm saying is that, is it possible that by the time we come to Hare Rama, we are already kind of zoned out?
Yes.
Does it happen with every time we start the mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna? By the time we are to Krishna, Krishna, our attention is depleted?
Not with every mantra, but it happens frequently.
Okay, so do we think that we have noticed when it not happens?
When it doesn't happen, then there is a full attention, as you said.
Okay.
You hear all the 16
Okay.
words
All right. Yeah.
But the fact that when I skip hearing 16 words means I'm zoning out.
Okay. So, is Prabhupada saying that we should not let the mind wander?
I was taking 5 minutes before really, and every round and just completing 1 hour, 20 minutes. And everybody was saying, I used to ask, it takes 2 hours, 3.5 hours, like that somebody used to say. And I was just like, how could it happen? And for me, not less than 10 minutes it happens, chanting one round, 10 minutes minimum. But I don't compromise on it. I understand the value now.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
I could not catch towards the end of the session. You were trying to give a sequence, like focused mind, do sadhana, and then gives attraction, something like that. Could you please repeat?
I was saying the mind free from dualities, when it is very focused, gives rise to attraction. The attraction helps us notice qualities. Therefore, when we are able to do sadhana, especially chanting the holy names, then that is a very, let us say, systematic process of understanding the qualities of the holy names. So then when we start, with the many people who have read many books on the which try and explain the, how do I say it? They try to dissect the process of chanting, explain various stages, explain what actually is happening in each stage. You read Harinam Chintamani, or you read, what is the other book? Bhajan Rahasya. Yes, thank you. And then you read the commentaries that now some of the people are coming up with all your lectures. It seems to be a very evolved understanding of the process of chanting, isn't it? Yeah? It's like, let's say music, let's say science. All of us know how we know what is the effect of gravitational force. We know what is the effect of electromagnetic force. Are we able to visualize it as a physicist does? Or like the art of cooking. There is one way where you mix all the ingredients according to the process given. Are you able to visualize how each of those ingredients complement each other, or they kind of dissolve and assist each other? In terms of what is the flavor that comes out, what is the aroma that is arising? Typically in today's times, you put everything in and come up with ISKCON khichdi. There's all this typical mixture of masalas. You put it into any preparation and it ignites the tongue, I guess. The taste buds are completely on fire. So there's no flavor, it's just on fire. That seems to be flavorful. Do we know what flavor means? Like an artist understands music, understands colors, writes music, writes. When you see people do sketches, they're actually, when they manifest their sketch, sometimes they do it upside down, and everyone is left wondering what is it they're creating, and then it falls into place. For them, they have already visualized it. So when we read Bhajan Rahasya, when we read Harinam Chintamani, does it mean that these people have already visualized it? So now we may learn the art of how to do, people may train us. And it's not so difficult. These are certain points that you should understand, and you should connect these dots. And finally, the picture, when you create it, everything will fall into place. We may learn that. Can we create it? Can we create something like that? Something new. So Sakshatkar realization is that which is new. It is not borrowed from someone else. So attraction helps you. The nature of attraction is that it makes you notice qualities. All right. Therefore, the stages are like, the first there has to be taste, ruchi, then there is asakti, then there is bhava, qualities now manifest. So then, because these terminologies or these various stages are often heard and quoted, they can relate to it. But what we are relating is just the steps that somebody has told us.
Yeah, repeating.
So it's very mechanical. It is inspirational. However, that inspiration is translated into mechanics, not into evolving. Is that all right? Okay.
Prabhuji, I have a question. I'm going back to that question you were asking, that if it wasn't Prabhupada who corrects us in our pronunciation, but if it's somebody else who would correct us. But shouldn't we introspect whether we are doing it correct or I know Prabhupada is authority seeking, but if someone is correcting us if we are pronouncing correctly, should that not be our goal, that we should better ourselves in our chanting? I don't know if I understood you correctly, but that was.
Are we trying to say that there is only a set of people that knows the correct way of pronunciation? And if there is a set of people who knows that, who established that set of people? There are two ways that right now I can look at what pronunciation is. One is pronunciation. Pronunciation basically means creating sound. So according to science, sound is energy. Energy brings about transformation. So that is one way. Pronunciation can bring about transformation. So its application has to be according to specific parameters. How do we know that the pronunciation is actually correct? Is when we see the effect. So you chant a particular rag, or here in the West we say raga. It's actually raga, because raga becomes a feminine form. But then now this will become the predominant pronunciation. New raga. So raga dvesha is, so raga means which attracts. So that is rag. It attracts energies, sound, song. So it attracts energies So it is Rag Malhar, rains, Rag Deepak creates fire. Pronunciation. Because a certain sequence of words used in particular pitch, particular meter, creates reaction or brings about transformation that it affects physical elements. So that is one way of looking at pronunciation. The other way of looking at pronunciation is, can pronunciation be region specific? Like if someone is Bengali and someone is Tamil, if somebody is Gujarati and somebody is Punjabi, the gurus in those lineages, do you think they would have the same accent while chanting? So some of the renowned saints, let us say from region specific, let us say Srila Prabhupada from Bengal, he chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And then we see somebody from Gujarat, let's say Narsi Mehta, he chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then there we see somebody from South India, Ramanuja, he chants Hare Krishna. Do you think their accent would be the same? So then which is correct pronunciation? So in both the instances, there is the underlying principle of focus. The focus is that if we want to see transformation in the physical elements, then the meter, the pitch, and the sound itself, whatever in terms of alphabets, whatever sound you are producing, they have to be proper, which is deep meditation. And the other is region-specific accents, but the focus is not on accent. It is on being meditative. So chanting is meditation. Chanting is yajna. Yajna in South India, yajna, North India, jagga, Srila Prabhupada. All right. So whatever else you hear and understand, begin with and try to end with being very meditative, because being meditative frees the mind from distraction and keeps it focused. A focused mind can actually seek truth and reality. Is that all right?
Thank you so much for that example. Can I ask a question?
Did I give an example? Which example?
Of a different dialect.
Oh, different dialects. Okay.
Region specific.
Yeah, very, very clear.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you so much for this beautiful class. Basically, for simplifying those two big books that you mentioned on the holy name, simplifying in simple English, how mind should not be dual, it should be simple, then generally attraction will happen and then qualities will manifest. Would you mind sharing some qualities, even if it's borrowed? I don't know when will I go to that state of realization where I will realize those qualities myself. I would like to hear, if you don't mind sharing, what are those qualities of holy name?
There was a diamond merchant. Knew everything about diamonds. These are some old times. Somehow I had never seen glass. When a piece of glass was given to him, he was like, I know this is not a diamond. But still, I find so many features similar. Typically, we give the example the other way around, isn't it? But what if a diamond merchant doesn't know glass? Similarly, when we hear about the qualities of tattva, spiritual subject matters, it is always helpful to hear about that which is accepted by the entire community, the parampara. So the qualities of the holy names, generally in our parampara, we begin with saying that Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasudra Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinattam Nami Nami. Srila Prabhupada says, Abhinattam Nam Nami. Abhinattam. So, Nama Chintamani, the holy names of Krishna is Chintamani. It is a touchstone, or what is the other kind of stone? There's touchstone and there is something else. Some other kind of stone. What is called as? Sorry? Parasmani. In English. Okay, touchstone. So it's like a touchstone. So Chintamani, the holy name, whichever aspect of your life the holy name touches, it gets transformed. And if it is not getting transformed, then the holy name is in a disguised form. It's like a covered form. It's like the sun hidden by clouds. So as soon as the clouds dissipate, then there's going to be illumination. So Chintamani, Nama Chintamani, Chaitanya Ras. The holy name's form is full of Chaitanya Ras. It is not abstract. It has, its existence is nectarian. Nectar. Chaitanya Ras, very, very alive. Purna Shuddho, completely pure. Even if the holy name is, as you said, no, even if it is chanted unknowingly, or in broken words, all is pure, very pure. Our pronunciation does not affect the qualities of the holy name. Again, the chanting, because it is not done with as much faith or simplicity, then the effect may be covered. That may happen. The Nitya Mukta. The holy name is always independent, always liberated. It is perfect and liberated. You know, a liberated person is free. The holy name is completely free. Abhinatvam Nama Namina. Thus, we see that the holy name actually is similar in qualities or non-different in qualities from Krishna. Abhinatvam Nama Namina. There is no difference between the name and the person. Is it all right?
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let's start. Oh, 9:15. Yeah. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Bhaktivriksha ki jai.
Great Rohinipriya Prabhu ji ki
Yay.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.